Hey, what's good YouTube? It's T. I wanted to do a quick follow-up video on a device I bought about 2 weeks ago, the Motorola Moto X4. I got it for $130 on Amazon through Amazon Prime. They had a deal going for this phone, and the deal is still valid as of today. I didn't think it would be going this long, but today's 4/20, April 20th, and as of now the deal is still going on Amazon. And I just wanted to give a quick rundown of what I think about this device. As I said in my last video, this was more of an impulse buy for me, but the deal was too good to pass up. I own a Note 9, a Samsung Galaxy Note 9, so that's the phone I use every day. That's my main phone. But I wanted to give this phone a try and see what $130 could get you in 2019. The phone has a lot of features that flagship phones have, and that's what made me jump on this to get this device. I'm not going to go down all the specs again because I covered that in my last video. Just to give you a rundown of the things I thought were really good about this phone and a few things I didn't really care for. Overall, I'd still recommend this phone. I think this is the best deal out there. Now, if this phone cost $400 or $450, which is what it was retailing for when it first came out, I would definitely not recommend it, because for that price, there's a lot of other devices out there that I believe are better and have better processors and better cameras. But for $130, even for $200, I would say this is a solid phone. First of all, it has pretty much stock Android, for those of you that like that. I personally like Samsung skin. That doesn't sound right, but I like the skin that Samsung uses for their Android phones. I like all the integrated file systems they have, stuff to move around your files. With stock Android, you pretty much have to download all that stuff from the Play Store, basically tailor the phone to your liking. And I could see how that's appealing to a lot of people, but personally for me, it's not really my thing. Now, this phone has 3 GB of RAM and it's pretty fast. I didn't face any stuttering, any lag, any slowdown. It did everything I needed it to do. It even shoots 4K videos at 30 frames per second. And the screen, it is a LCD screen, 1080p, and the quality is pretty good actually. Let me show you. Obviously, it's no comparison to my Note 9. My Note 9 has a bigger screen, has an AMOLED screen, and has more pixels per inch, but this is a really good screen. And I didn't feel, going from the Note 9 6.4 inch screen to this 5.2 inch screen, I didn't feel like I was missing anything. I didn't feel like it was that big of a downgrade. I was actually expecting that this screen would be way too small, but actually it was pretty comparable. And I do like the fact that you could use this phone with one hand. The processor and RAM is fast. I did try gaming on this phone. It actually played games pretty good too, with no lag or no stutter, but it does put it in the lowest setting when you play games like PUBG, Animal Crossing, or whatever other game you play. But I'm saying, for a $130 phone, it can play pretty much any game you throw at it. Like I said, it will reduce the quality to its lowest setting, but it gets the job done. A lot of people were emailing me asking me about how good this phone is for gaming. It doesn't look much different or perform much different than it does on my Note 9. Anyway, it looked pretty comparable to me. Also, the audio on this phone is pretty good. The speakers are pretty good. It's not stereo. It does have a speaker right here. Sounds pretty good. I said it's not stereo, but I never had a problem listening to music or watching videos. For $130, this is a killer deal though. You get good performance, pretty decent gaming, decent graphics, good screen. It gets pretty bright too. The screen gets pretty bright. Let's see. There we go. It's even brighter than that. And outdoors, you know, you can see it in direct sunlight. I had no problems with that. The colors look good. It's punchy, poppy. Call quality is good. When you make phone calls, you know, you can hear them clear with no problem. I better jump out this plane while I'm falling on this guy. Performance is just solid. It's top notch. And the cameras are pretty good too. They're not Note 9 quality, but they're pretty damn good for a $130 camera, especially if you're not one of those people that are concerned with pro mode and taking your photos manually, and you're not going to do like a ton of low light photos. You're okay with shooting video without optical image stabilization. It's a solid camera. Anyhow, I'm not going to get too deep into this. I just wanted to show you that it does work for gaming. Motherfucker's blasting already. Anyhow, it does what you need it to do. Cameras, it actually has a lot of features in here for a camera that is $130. But remember, this phone did retail for $400 to $450 when it first came out. So like I said, you can shoot video. It does a lot of stuff that I didn't even really mess with on here. It does do portrait mode, which is hit and miss. Actually, a lot of phones have issues trying to do portraits, but it came out pretty good. You could mess with the blur, the background blur, like you can on the Samsung phones, and now you can do it on the Fruit phones. It's alright, better than I thought it would be. It has a wide-angle camera, which is pretty dope. There is some barrel distortion, but it's no different than some of the LG or Samsung phones. They have barrel distortion too. They've gotten better at it over the years, especially LG. I mean, Samsung's new to the wide angle game, but this is dope. I mean, you get a pretty versatile camera that can shoot regular angle photos with a regular lens or wide angle photos. So it gives you a lot of options. You also have manual mode, which Moto phones have always been good at, which you're able to control your focus, your white balance, your ISO, your exposure. I mean, come on a $130 phone. And the pictures this thing gets is pretty good, actually. However, if you download the Google APK, the Google camera from the Google Pixel phone, and you put it on here, you get some really good results. I was very impressed at the quality, especially in night mode with night sight, that you could get with this camera. I mean, it takes this camera to a whole nother level. And so if you do get this and you are going to use it for photos and you're going to take a lot of low light photos, I would definitely recommend you download the Google APK camera, put it on here, and you'll have a hell of a fucking camera. I mean, the quality is amazing. Actually, I think the Google Cam APK works better on this phone than it does on my Note 9. It does have Bluetooth 5.0, so you can connect up to 4 devices at the same time, which is pretty cool. My Note 9 has that feature. A lot of high-end phones do. So that's cool that you can get that on a phone that costs this much. Oh yeah, the thing I don't like, this minor complaint, minor gripe, is the cast. When you cast the screen to the device, like I like to, play stuff on my Sharp TV. With this phone, it'll just keep connecting forever, searching for the device, and it'll never show up. That's like one thing that didn't work on here, and I don't know what's up with that. So it did annoy me because I do use that a lot. I'm sure there's probably some fix or workaround or whatever, but I never found it. And after a while, I just got tired of messing with it, so I just used my Note 9. So that was like probably the only thing, small thing, trivial thing for some people. Some people don't use that feature, but that's probably the only thing I'd say didn't work or I had an issue with. The operating system is pretty much stock Android. Battery life was actually pretty good. And it has a fast charger, so it charges fully in about an hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes. Lasts you throughout the day, actually. Aside from the screencast thing, I really can't name anything that I felt lacked on this phone. And again, for 130 bucks, it can't be beat. Is it the Note 9? No, it's not. And it depends what you're doing. I mean, if you're just a person that's playing games, watching movies, you'd like to shoot photos, but you're not like a pixel peeper and you're not doing a ton of low light stuff, even though, like I said, the Google Cam does work, I'd recommend this. As I mentioned in my unboxing video, this is one of the most slipperiest phones I've ever used. It's like trying to hold a wet bar of soap. It's more slippery than my Note 9, the Note 8, the S8, any of the Galaxy phones I've ever used, and those are also made of glass. They have a glass back. It's so slippery that you'd be insane if you don't rock a case. So I recommend you use something like the Teco case. I believe that's how you say it, Teku. Anyway, on Amazon you can find it for $6 or $7. And also the Super Shields screen protector is pretty dope. And you get like a 6-pack for $7 or $8 also. So slap those on and it'll give you a good grip. You'll be able to hold the phone without dropping it or worrying about it just jumping out your hand like a hot potato. Anyway, it's 420. Give the phone a try and you can put that in your pipe and smoke. Peace.